So, let's join a call with Cam to talk about the draft so far.
Yo.
So, what do you think about this draft so far?
Let's see. It's okay so far. I don't know about buying to Renata, but
I mean, I think the Vi is more so to shut down Aphelios, and I think Kondo kind of drafted themselves in a corner by giving Vi two great targets to point click CC down.
I mean, remember that Renata can revive them, so
Yeah,
it's tricky.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Ooh, Silas open.
Silas top into Malphite. I mean, it depends on how you play Silas, because Silas can actually get bullied pretty hard if he plays too aggro too early. But the longer the game goes on, it's the harder it is for Malphite.
I think for the game state, the Silas is just good.
Yeah, for this particular game, it's pretty good because you probably just have Xin Zhao plus Silas diving onto someone when Silas has Malphite R or Violet. But it's going to be interesting to see because there's a lot of good answers from both sides on what to do with divers. So Conduit can answer divers by using Xin Zhao knockback, Renata W, Renata ult, and then on the side of New Moon, there's Thrush Peel, there's Cassio Ground, and her stun from her ult.
I mean, this... I guess if Xin Zhao isn't like super strong early, I think the draft is still favorable for New Moon just because they have ways to deal with the ASOL with Vi and Malphite. But if Xin Zhao gets stronger ahead, then he can be a solid frontliner and damage dealer. So interesting drafts.
Who do you think it favors early? Because I imagine Varus Thrush is stronger early.
In the bot lane, yes, but Conduit has Sylas and Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao can play either top and bot, and I think they should still be able to overcome the bot lane, for example, if Xin Zhao presence is in the bot lane. But I would imagine that Xin Zhao wants to get like Sylas ahead, give him a solid lead, and then transition the Sylas into like team fights to counter the strength of Fairs and Trash. But Vi can do the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's the matchup overall is kind of going to be based on context of the game because they have similar comps that want to do similar things and they have like the exact same strengths and weaknesses.
That is for sure. They do need to wait. The thing is, Cassiopeia can be really strong.
Is she ASOL strong though?
No, but here's the thing. Cassiopeia can be really strong with Conquer, and she's actually good into ASOL, but she does take a while to get online. So that's the only thing that they need to. She's like a good late game insurance, but she needs to have some resources on her.
I'm really curious to see what happens in this game. I think a lot of it will come off jungle. I think New Moon has advantage in a lot of their lanes early on, so if they can translate that into getting Vi strong, and if Vi gets ahead, she can really start accelerating the pace of the game, but it'll be hard for Xin Zhao. I think unless his laners are just stronger, it's going to be harder to get the ball rolling at the start.
Yeah, let's see how it goes, because it's really gonna depend on what the jungles are gonna do. Vi and Zinzao,
Do you think
both
they?
are early game champions.
Do you think they path towards the same side? Like they both go bot?
Um, I wouldn't know. I would imagine Zinzao wanna go top, so he wants to. I mean, he's on the red side, so red's on the top side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there's two possibilities. Zinzao can do blue grump red into a top gank, or he can just do the top side quadrant and then into a gank on Malphite. Whether Vi will likely do blue grump red and gank bot, or just stay on the bottom quadrant of a red side and just look into like a pick early. That's what I'm thinking that they might want to do. Otherwise, Vi is just going to try to do a full clear, while Zinzao is going to try to do a 3-4 camp tops into a gank. Because he needs to get that gank. And I would imagine he wants to do that on Silas first. Because they don't get the push from the bottom. Varus should get the push of the lane if he wants. So he just wants to let them farm on their turret for the Conduit's bot side and try to get that silence ahead, like a Q at 3-4 minutes, something along those lines.
Yeah. Alright, well, we are waiting on spectator delay, so we'll be back in like 2 minutes.
As I always keep an one open here.
Alright.
This is Reason Rampage week 3, right?
Week 3. This is Risen Rampage, 18 New Moon versus Conduit CCW. I think I just forgot to click update. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, there we go. Alright. So, the thing I was thinking is there's a possibility for Zinzao to do red into top gank and like ruin Malphite, because if Malphite can't even like play the lane for the first like couple levels where he's actually like able to battle Silas, top's like done for the rest of the lane.
That's why I'm thinking at 3 camp into top, because if he does his top side
Yeah.
quadrant, he gets level 3, Silas has time to get level 3, and they should be able to catch at least a flash on the Malphite. Then he could potentially look for an evade and then just come back into the Malphite. You can press U and O on the spec.
Yeah, I did.
Perfect.
Oh
Nice.
my god, they're absolutely attacking this Acel. And this guy actually bought 2 potions, so now he has no potions for
Oh,
lane.
he already used it. Okay, that's huge then.
Dude, this Acel is not strong early, and now he has 0 potions for this lane phase.
I mean, Vodzi they have an angle to come to.
Yeah, they can really pressure mid now.
At least get his flash before 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then potentially look into another gank for a kill.
Not too much happening. I was really thinking bot lane might try to walk into a brush early and then get a big trade off, because Aphelios really sucks until it gets to like level 2.
That's what's it. Okay, so Zinza is keeping his wolves. Okay, they do have a ward on his red side.
I don't know about starting bot here.
So he's going. Okay, so
So
he's going
both of them are
front
pathing
again.
up, which I think is really weird, because this implies that Vi wants to play around top or mid, and I don't think you want to touch top lane as Vi.
Maybe she just wants to do the counter gank, because
Maybe?
if they don't put the Silas ahead, then the Malphite's laning phase should be a lot easier.
Yeah, it's kind of like a ticking time bomb, however, on the top side, because even if Malphite has a lead, unless he's a full item over Silas, he just eventually loses the 1v1. Okay, bot lane's getting some revision of tri-brush. Looks like Vi actually is doing 5 camps here, and same with Zinzao, so they're about equal farm. This is the exact position you don't want to be in top lane. His wave is pushing away from him, the enemy jungle is hovering, and he still needs to crash this. And he's so...
Okay, so Vi should have been here already.
Yeah, Vi needs to come and spot this, because now Silas has a first blood kill for free.
Yeah,
oh, this is disastrous.
Yeah, because that's what she like. If she's gonna hover, do that, she probably would have to skip one of the other camps, because Zhao just farms it fast.
Yeah, this is why I think it just made more sense to try to play through bot as Vi, because unless you are making the calls to skip camps to make sure he gets that crash there, you don't accomplish a whole lot. So now Malphite lost anyways, you path towards top, you weren't able to do anything for bot lane or mid. And now Vi's goal is to get this second scuttle and attempt to gank bot or invade here. But even if she goes bot, she should be spotted out. She might do a wraparound looking for Acel with Rush. Yeah, this top matchup's absolutely donezo at this point.
Oh no, don't fall, don't trade on the bounce back. Don't do this.
Oh.
Just let it come.
Dude, once Silas hits level 4, he's just so strong, and he already got a early kill. He was able to get back to lane with a TP, so Silas is a blasting rod to this Malphite's Doran's Ring and Ruby Crystal. This is just...
I like that buy though. Like, I feel like the Broken Lost Chapter, there's so much value.
he probably didn't have the gold to do anything other than blasting rod. By first 3 waves you have about 400 gold, and then you got 400 gold from First Blood, so you probably...
No, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like the Toad plus Crystal Magic. Nice.
Okay. They avoid the gank by using Flash. Vi's here to hover. I'm imagining Malphite gets insta-killed at level 6 unless he resets. I don't think it makes sense to stay in the same.
Looks like Conduit's bot lane actually just destroyed their potential freeze. With that,
Can they get anything? Oh, good flash both from the support here from Fallen. And it doesn't accrue a kill, which is really unfortunate.
wait, what's showing up?
Yeah, Voltsy tried to roam over. Vi is actually behind the tower here. They're looking to dive. They have 4 members here. Acel is trying to crash mid-wave. So it's gonna be a 4v3. I guess they just decide not to do it. Because Varus is out of mana.
Yeah, and they also have his intelligence.
Oh, they're looking to force Dragon when they have no mana on their ADC. And now they have 2 members pincered by Conduit. Okay, they find a hook. Xin Zhao dies. This is a terrible play for Conduit. They tried to answer and they didn't have the answers. Meanwhile, Top is actually able to bounce the lane back into his favor.
Cassiopeia.
Oh my god, no! Dying like that. Silas had flash up and just eats them out by ult.
Yeah, things are not looking super hot. They had a good early start with this.
This is not what you're looking for. So what are items looking like? Well, Cassio's pretty strong right now. She has 2 kills. She's working towards, would that be Leandri's? She has a tier, Phoenix Codex, and Lost Chapter.
Yeah, she's really close from that the others. That's gonna be a huge part of
It looks like Rolla and Silas. Varus is going straight into Rageblade. I don't know if Rageblade Varus is actually the best build here, because your biggest tank is Xin Zhao. Have you seen too many Varus builds lately?
Not really, but I guess. I mean, you have so many options, but I haven't really seen many Barons playing at all. But I would still imagine that both Barons is.
Wait, this is a huge time to fight. Varus has level 6 bot lane, and no one has an ultimate on Conduit's side. They should just be going for this.
Yeah, I would definitely be going because Aphelios is still
And
5.
I guess they're waiting for Vi. She's came right after doing red buff, but she's probably gonna be seen on this ward if they don't start with the bot lanes engage.
I mean, they're playing really.
They're just letting them
They know
know.
something's up.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're gonna gank you. Just make sure you don't die to it, okay? And you're like, you know what? I hear you, bud. And they walk away. Okay, Xin Zhao's starting Herald on top side. So this Malphite is going for Iceborne with a Q start, and actually just outranging Silas and going for short trades is causing him to win the 1v1, which isn't supposed to happen.
He's playing quite well now.
Okay, Thresh gets a hook on me. Okay.
Okay, that's scary.
Dude, this Aphelios cannot farm this wave. He's gonna lose this entire wave because they're gonna be zoned, and they're getting plates off of it. Are they gonna do something on top side though? I don't think they can because Xin Zhao's bot side.
He's not ready to set it.
I think this is a bit of wasted potential to not zone Aphelios off this wave. You don't necessarily have to go for the dive, but the fact he's able to soak this experience while he's 1v3 is really suboptimal.
Yeah, CII is having trouble there dealing with the Malphite Q poke. I don't know. I guess what's it called? The Iceborne is a strong item, but I'm not sure if that's definitely because they have Asol, they have Silas that's gonna be causing damage.
Yeah. This is a good fight if they go for it. They have Cassio here. And they have, this is a 4v3. There's a TP coming in from Conduit, and everyone gets a walk away alive. I don't think I can force anything after this. Cassio has no mana, so they're probably just gonna... Oh my god, no.
Ooh,
Downfall lives? Dude, why is my league?
What did you do?
Oh, why would you stay in lane? You're 20% health, you can just recall on TP. Oh, it's a rookie mistake. Let's look at objective
yeah, those
timers.
mistakes they can fight back for sure.
Yeah,
They made a nice 4v3 play down there, but they didn't get any kills. That's your tempo right there. Not getting any of it.
Silas has a 500 gold swing after pushing the wave and getting that kill. So all the good that Downfall was able to do individually in this 1v1 counter matchup has kind of just been for naught now.
Yeah, Voltis looks like it's putting a lot of pressure on the ace over there, not letting him farm, but CII is coming in.
I think they're gonna gank mid here.
They have Drake up 2 seconds. Well, CII, Downfall has TP, so he can definitely join the fight. And Silas hasn't taken anyone's ult yet.
Yeah. This fight, I don't know if it's favorable for New Moon, as Malphite's top and he has no ult, so even with this TP, they might not win the fight. Oh, Silas has Cassio ult, this is not the best. Yeah, Aphelios is free hitting on the backside of this fight. Oh, this is bad. They need to ditch this. New Moon wants to protect their friends, but instead they lose to one more. Oh, they're gonna lose everyone for overstaying here.
Oh, it's a quadra kill!
Quadra for Aesol. Oh,
my god.
they could have walked out of this fight and saved themselves giving 2 kills to this Aesol.
It was, nobody killed the Aesol, so nobody took his...
Well, actually, Aesol and Aphelios went untouched for a lot of that fight. Aphelios was hitting over the wall, and then Aphelios, the Aesol was on the front line, kind of slightly behind front line, hitting closest target the whole fight as well. So they weren't able to use their tools well enough to get the kills, which is kind of what I expected to happen when Malphite TP's in without ult.
I mean, he still was able to get 2 kills at the end of it, because I think his ult just came at the end, after the fight was pretty lost.
Yeah.
He decreased the amount of the losses there.
I think the play was definitely to get the dragon and walk away. The gold's still relatively even. It's just concerning that this Aesol has 4 kills now.
Yeah, I mean, you're anticipating the scaling of Aesol. Silas got a lot of gold there. I mean, he did lost a lot of experience. To spend the time there. But,
oh my god. Look at that trade onto the Aesol.
But still, like, Volts is still doing a lot of work against this Aesol. He is not playing the lane too well.
Somehow, Malphite's up like 400 gold. Aesol's up 400 after that fight. Xin Zhao is up 400 gold.
It's still pretty even.
Yeah. And New Moon does have a 2-dragon lead, so we'll see what happens.
Did it showed what kind of soul this is?
It should be Infernal
it's
Soul.
an Infernal Soul. Ooh, huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage dealers on both sides, so they're
They
gonna
need to get
maximize
the
this
third
Infernal.
here.
Well, they could guarantee third drag since it is at 17 minutes. I don't know if that's in their best interests. We'll see what Conduit does and how they respond to it, but it looks like they're trying to gank Cassio, but she's hovering on the side of Thresh, so she should be relatively safe.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're gonna start giving Infernal Souls to an Aphelios, to a Silas, to an Azul,
that's once he's walking up, now he's getting caught by 3 people. I don't know if Flash saves him at that point.
He should have flashed when like flash down there, and he probably.
Maybe if he flashed over a wall, but he was kind of in the center of lane because he was trying to run someone down. I was really hoping this Varus Thrush lane would be more dominant, but
they had to, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of, what? How does that hook not end?
If you're gonna go even on that matchup, like you're definitely later on.
Yeah, I feel like the goal is to accelerate the game, and they had the pieces to do it, but pathing towards top and not being able to thwart Silas First Blood really slowed down their game, because I think what you want to do as Vi is unlock the Thresh and then start playing through mid.
I feel like even that first one was like after that CII still lost his lead.
Yeah, that is true.
So I think that has the last impact. The biggest impact is like what you were talking about earlier. Like they had a nice flash hook by Fallen, but they didn't get the kill with Nada. They had like a 4-man mod. They didn't dive 43, and they're done.
This is a great setup.
3v1.
New Moon is here and ready to fight. Whoever walks up should die here.
Ooh, that's a nice.
They have the entire place prepared. Vi goes in deep. Renato is huge. I don't know if they can win this now. They don't have their jungle, and it's a 4v5. They do have Malphite ult and Varus ult.
They only use 2 ults. The Vi went into Thresh, tried to stop them.
I think you have to give this. Varus can try to steal him. Yeah. I think...
Yeah, they have the position. They didn't have Vi didn't have to go all the way in. She got the Renata's flash. She'll just fall back, let them walk into you because they don't have vision of where you are, which you are.
Yeah, I think Vi got caught by trying to hit the most valuable target instead of the closest target to her team, and then that kind of...
the most valuable target.
Well,
I think Ace
he's generally one of the most valuable targets. In this particular game, it's Acewell, but the concept still remains. He went for a high damage character and went so deep into the enemy team that his team couldn't follow up on it.
Yeah, I think Doubtful dies here.
No.
I think it's...
I don't know if you entertain this. He should just win this. It might take a bit. And there's a fight on Acewell. Okay, Malphite walks away, but I don't know if Vi wins this. It might take a second if she can even do it. Okay, Fallen's coming in.
Okay, Doubtful needs to step back.
Malphite ult cancels the W, I think. But Malphite still dies at the end of it.
Oh my god.
So now they're trading top tier 1 for mid tier 1 and mid tier 2. I don't think this is great at all.
At least they got a shutdown on the Azor for Varus. That's at least good. They didn't use his flash though. They didn't have flash.
I think this is weird that Volti is checking jungle instead of just pushing mid. This is really risky. Yeah, he's getting pincered by Zinzao Aphelios now, and he's dying for free. And he could have just gotten a mid-wave uncontested. It looks like they're gonna try for a 4v3 here, with Thresh starting to play over the wall. Double play. Renato ult might buy them enough time. Vi ult comes through. They should just be able to run them down here. Malphite almost has ult, so if anyone overstays, they might just keep going. So, Vi's catching mid-wave, Silas is pushing top. What are item breakpoints like? Silas almost has his Roa fully stacked. Malphite's stacking crazy amounts of armor.
I
even
would
though
definitely prefer the Talon Invaders here, the Poke Bearers.
Yeah,
It doesn't have the range.
okay, Malphite ult.
Okay, so nice ult from
Yeah.
nice, beautiful.
Okay. But Malphite is working on 2 armor items when there's Aesol and Silas in this game. I think Gargoyles would have made a lot of sense here because you have dual threats.
And you get the extra shield, so
You get the extra shield too.
yeah, I don't like that build. Definitely, I don't like that build at all.
Yeah, because the thing that's awkward about this build especially is it's specifically going to help you side lane. Iceborne Gauntlet and Sunfire is the split push tank build, but you don't want to split push into Silas. He's just going to kill you in side lane no matter what you build. So, we'll see. There's quite a few characters at 2 items. We have Cassio, Varus, Aphelios, and Aesol. So the question is...
The Cassiopeia has the serums
Yeah.
completed already, so that's gonna give them like a 30, maybe a 1 to 2 minutes advantage.
Yeah, Cassio's gonna be really strong in this fight. This is their best shot, I would say. Silas did reach 2 items as well, but we'll see what happens. They're fighting for mid prio. Drags up in 35 seconds. Zinzao is just walking out of base here, so they might be able to find a play on someone before they're actually grouped as 5.
I mean, the Varus has a stopwatch. That was a good buy.
Yeah.
To prevent like.
Okay, they might just look for Silas, but now Silas has Malphite ult. Oh, this is gonna be really awkward for them.
Ulted. Don't take this. Don't stay together.
Yeah, I think you have to give this one again, which is not great. But if they lose this fight,
Voltis flashes come.
they probably just start to lose the entire game. They still have a fighting chance if they choose not to take this.
I don't know, because it also gets stinky if they get 2 Infernals.
Yeah,
like,
but look at Malphite's positioning. If Silas goes in,
okay, that's a good poke. That's a good poke.
okay. If they just keep doing this for like a minute, they could be in a great spot, but it's going to be tricky.
They only have Varus remote.
Yeah, it's
2 hard gauge.
It's basically Varus, and he has an on-hit build. They're walking into a choke, and Silas has an angle. Holy shit. This fight looks so bad. Oh my god. The hero play.
Not doing any damage.
Aesol was not in that fight at all.
And that's it. I don't know why he was afraid of Varus, but he definitely was. I mean, maybe to make the call, I just focused the South.
I need to replay this fight.
I don't like how they played that, to be honest. They had like a good, positioning.
This is a huge ult. It's onto one carry. Coconut's in the top half of this, not getting focused. Aesol goes for him.
Look at Aesol. He tried to go for Coconut. He bought time with stopwatch and he stopped.
Yeah, and then he has to walk around to regroup against the fight, so Varus gets a free reign to clean up the rest of his team.
Yeah, I don't like how the
That was really awkward, and it looks like they're gonna attempt for Baron, even though Varus is in. Okay, managed to get it.
Double TP. Nice,
And
yeah, they have time.
okay. So, the game is now back into New Moon's favor. They have 3 dragons.
They have a 2k lead.
They have a bit of a gold lead. They have Baron buff. What can they get with Baron buff? That's the question. They have a lot of standing towers on the side of Conduit.
They
So
definitely need to get tier 1s and the tier 2s because those are the most valuables.
yeah,
So you have like 1500 gold just on
I
tier 2.
don't agree with Vi farming right now. I think the worst thing you can do is jungle is farm while you have Baron.
Now remember, they do have Azul and he can potentially neutralize one wave from
oh
so
my
he can
god.
delay this Baron buff.
Yeah, so I think you probably want 4 mid, 1 bot, so you can at least chip a tower. And Vi is nowhere near to shadow either of these lanes, so if they get engaged on, they should just lose the fight.
There's a nice ward
Okay.
on the right side.
Malphite and Vi are walking to this group, but they should be spotted here.
They have 2 good wards. They have 1 ward and the Reaver.
Yeah.
And they have one where actually they just removed the one where Vi is. But they have a nice light ward there,
Yeah,
right behind where Vi is.
this
They
next
could
wave.
potentially fight something. I think they can get it here.
Oh, the Silas ult forces Varus to flash. This Varus is pretty fed though. He did a 3rd item, Guardian Angel, so he is guaranteed to live in these fights.
Bot's push and Malphite is They're down
They're
to-
gonna just force this with Malphite passive and some auto attacks. They should rotate immediately to bot to try to get this last tower. They don't have a wave to force mid here, but no one's trying to protect bot right now, so that's free. Okay, they're making a slow rotate to bot. This is a place where people get caught, but
Yeah, that's
Conduit
what
does not
Paul's
try to do anything here.
The Trash is trying to find the over there, but I don't know if I like that positioning. I agree with you. They should have rotated straight to bot, get another 500 gold.
Yeah, they get the tower, and they should be backing out right about now. Because they do not have Baron buff for long, and they are losing this fight. Okay. Isol's running forward with Renata W, and it looks like everyone dies except for Fallen on Thresh. Oh my god, Asol somehow catches up.
And he's gonna go for a second quadra. Oh my god.
This is the thing that makes or breaks teams. If you
I think it's a
preemptively
breaker.
call what you're getting and why, and you say, okay, we do this and we walk away, you avoid losing 4 members for free. They got 4 turrets with their Baron buff, and they didn't spend before they fought, so that happens. And now
That
the
was
gold.
like what, a 3k Baron play or something? And
Yeah,
now
it was a
became
crazy
around
Baron
1K.
play, and now the gold's neutralized. A minute.
They're probably gonna lose this.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the drink is a 30 seconds.
They have a chance to get regrouped for this drag, but the problem is the opposing team just pushed in mid and bot lane. So if they want a safe track to this dragon, they have to push at least 3 waves.
Now they have to clear all the vision, make sure to put their vision, but it's gonna be a
Okay,
fantastic
they're
vision.
picking a side. New Moon is here to dominate, I suppose. Let's see what Silas grabs. Baron's already at the drag's at 2k. Zinzao gets it. I think this is favoring New Moon. Iso is dead. Aphelios is hitting, but Varus is on him with Malphite. I think you just root mid bot and try to end. Oh my
I
god.
don't think it's a GG, but that's a lot.
I don't think
of,
it's game because Silas is living on the backside, but with this numbers
They should be able to
advantage,
take,
mid is dead,
inhibitor
Aphelios
here.
is dead, and support's dead, they should be able to get to Baron. They could push away.
I don't know Baron's 40 seconds, but they could
Oh,
get
it's at 40. But
inhibitor mid. They
yeah,
could get an inhibitor mid.
this should look for inhib. They do have a minion wave.
That looked a bit
Renata is
because,
up. Oh, this is not good. Renata is up, Xin Zhao has flank, and Silas has Malphite ult. They're looking for it.
Need to protect them with Varus.
I think Varus might have GA. Oh, he does not have GA.
Well, nowadays,
Oh, this is not great.
There's that, you don't have your damage. A voltages.
On the plus side, the Conduit has to reset, so Moon does not have to worry about Baron being taken at this moment, especially with Xin Zhao dead.
They don't have, what's their, okay, so Aphelios has blue and it's not like great. Wait, voltage
Aesol runs it. Can Aphelios clean it up? He cannot. Vi is too strong.
He dealt a lot of damage, but I don't think he had the right guns. He had blue and purple. If he had like green,
that
and
red white don't
white,
fight.
Oh, red white. It's red white. Definitely double kill there.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Conduit tries to over push their advantages and just give 2 away.
I mean, the gold lead is still on New Moon, but the game still looks a bit odd because Varus is right now the biggest threat on the side of New Moon, and on the side of Conduit is the Aesol. But I don't know, it just feels like they're not aligning their combos right from both teams. Like when CCI makes a play with Nation, the Aesol isn't there to complement. And the same goes for New Moon. When Downfall and Stabro, when they make the play together, it feels like Voti isn't there or
I have noticed that. It's like they're syncing at times like top and jungle, but not that supplementary damage dealers such as Aesol Cassio to their plays, and then it just coin flips.
We saw that when they're all synergized and put their ults on top of each other,
Downfall has to ult out. This is a huge problem for them. I would honestly just push mid bot. I would not walk near this when you don't have Malphite ult. Maybe you at least trade something off the back.
And they're late.
They're so late. Varus ult hits. They do get a pick for their troubles. But Malphite used TP. So they effectively get 1 kill for a TP.
1 minute 20 for the Drake.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to force this inhibitor?
I think they need to either force inhib or set up the vision in the enemy bot side jungle to prepare for this upcoming dragon. They're trying to bait Cassio, but I don't know how effective it will be. Malphite ult is almost up and they do have the Vi ultimate. They kind of have to be really silly to assume this Cassio is by herself. Okay, they go for the Aesol. Silas gets a big ult. I think Varus is dead. Varus dies. They go for Aesol and Aphelios. Aesol is free hitting. This is a dicey fight. A GA coming through on this Vi.
Died for the Cassiopeia, that's huge.
Okay, so Xin Zhao is dead.
Just run straight Drake.
You need to walk straight to Dragon before Silas comes back, but the problem is Silas has TP. I don't know how you win this fight when Vi has like 40% health.
I mean, they're picking Cassiopeia. They're picking Focus and Cassiopeia because she is the big threat right now.
Oh, this is gonna be the game-deciding fight. And now Silas has Cassio ults. Who do they have coming in on the side of New Moon or Conduit? Absolutely no one. This is going to be a 3v3 coin flip to see who can get the dragon.
Aso will be back in 10 seconds, but he does have TPs.
Belios is coming in. They're looking for the fight. I don't think this is a great fight for New Moon, and now a TP comes in.
Oh, nice flash.
Okay, Lars is here. Silas is
Okay,
dead.
got an ult.
Basil's kind of deep in there. I think this is just Dunzo for New Moon.
That's a huge ult by Aso. That could be game because they do have everyone.
I would imagine that is game. You have 40 seconds in most members.
Billy Wheeler, 2 quadras, 1 triple kill. Definitely the name of this match.
I just have to say, I think if I tried for a reset, that fight could have been completely different. She stayed around with 40% health for like a full 40 seconds. And of course they lose the initial fight and their reinforcements on the side of Conduit get there first. It looks like they're not trying to force an end, which is really questionable for me.
Well, they do motives up and maybe it's not end.
You're not gonna end, at least crack 2 inhib towers.
I mean, I would get that. They got an inhibitor, they got a tier 2 top, and the Venus they all have a lot of damage in that tier 3. So they got a lot of and 3 Infernals, that's like what, 21% more damage? Like AP or AD? Looking good for these failures now. Like he is definitely online. Now the question is how is Team New Moon is gonna deal with the Aso, the Zinzao, the
Well, this is
Silence?
I think the question is, so wait, didn't Varus have a GA at one point?
No, he only had the stopwatch.
Okay. I could have sworn he had a GA.
No, he has a shield bow. But the thing is, the carries, they do not have flash from the side of you. From the side of
the question is,
Conduit, Aphelios does.
Is Vi GA worth waiting for the fight?
How much is the...
I don't know how to check that. Huh. It's about 1/3 and it's a 5-minute CD, so I imagine it will be up around the time Dragon comes up, but maybe not before this Baron in 1 minute. I don't think New Moon is doing a great job at managing their waves and putting the enemy team in tricky spots. It feels like every time objectives about to come in, their waves are pushing into them and they have to answer them.
Yeah, it's awkward because they don't really have like a burst that should stay silent.
Yeah, Malphite and Cassio can't really answer Silas.
I mean, because at this point, Malphite shouldn't really be on the side. You just should stick with the team. So in this particular occasion, Cassio should try to get that next wave that's coming in, and then look into like a TP or just try to get close to it. But definitely, the Malphite should stay together with whatever the bear is. Just stick with it.
So, the biggest things to watch out for is how Malphite ult is used on Malphite and Silas, and then seeing what happens to Aesol and Varus, because those are the 2 strongest carries in this game.
Yeah, somebody needs definitely to protect the Varus from the Silas and Zinzao, while the Malphite goes in for the stopping the Aesol. And remember, Aesol has level up multiple right now.
Malphite's in such an awkward spot because he wants the front line, but he also doesn't want to give the Malphite ult over to Silas, but that's just what ends up happening time and time again. New Moon is on a timer because there's super minions in their base. Yeah. All Conduit has to do is push out top and watch them. Eventually they're going to be losing their Nexus towers if they don't leave.
They have to either go or...
Well, I think you have to send either Cassio or Malphite. It looks like they're sending Cassio back because those two have TP available,
It
but
took a while because
I don't
the super
understand.
minions died. The super minions died for the minions.
What is the point of doing this dance near Conduit when they have a ward on Baron
Oh,
buff?
this is actually okay. So this actually went a little bit good
Oh?
because okay, so there's a pause. So we can talk a little bit about this. So the thing is, if you see the next wave, the super minions didn't respawn, so the inhibitor just came back for new mode. So that kind of helped a little bit. So it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
But still, we got 30 seconds on Drake for Soul. Oh, I thought it was Elden.
Do you think it's worth coin flipping this Baron to?
I mean, I think so. Here's the thing.
Whatever happens to Baron,
shot.
the other team should be getting Dragon.
So here's the thing. I think this is the best shot because I don't think the game finishes.
Ooh. Renata's dead. Cassie's dying.
Okay, nice.
Oh my god.
Nice damage by the Cassiopeia. Just by time. What happened?
I don't know. My stream froze.
No, I think the league crashed.
I don't know.
Press backwards. Try to go back 15 seconds.
Oh, perfect. We'll
Let's
see if it works. Okay. So Malphite gets a big ult. Cassio is fighting with Elliot. She stopwatches here. I think this is looking good for movement. Oh, Aphelios cleans up the Cassio. He's regrouping on the backside. They need to kill Aesol. They can't kill Aesol.
Vi lost GA alive.
So now, like I said...
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about this particular moment. When they start Baron, they lose armor, MR, they lose stats. So this is technically your best chance to fight, because if you're gonna fight for soul, you don't have those stats that you're losing. It's all about positioning. The fact is, Silas was able to ult on top of the bears, and he pretty much didn't do anything. So it's more about they need to find a positioning where so the thing is they need to be decisive on the fight, because they can't just give Silas the ult from Malphite. So they need to make the fight happen before he can get the ult back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's just the positioning they had going into contesting that Baron. They had parts of their team on both entrances in the river instead of all being grouped on one side, and that led to them losing the fight. Because they had to fight two fights, and Cassio was like getting 1v2. It looks like Cassio is getting caught yet again. Malphite's going in late, but Aphelios is 1v2 the backline.
Yeah, Baron's dead. I mean, again,
this has to be game.
This doesn't scale well as a comp. Like, they have a late game insurance for Cassiopeia, but it's not enough. Not when you have Fails from one side, Aesol from the other side, and Silas from another side. So you have like 3 threats coming from all angles. A lot of mobility from the side of Xin Zhao, Silas. It's definitely...
That was quite the experience. I didn't know who was going to win for most of that game.
Yeah, I feel like early to mid-game decisions, EG had some good stuff, but and Conduit had like a mix of good and bad. But as late games comes, Conduit had just had a better view on the match, and they took the win. I just want to see adaptation. That's the word for the best of 3 series.
Yeah,
how they're gonna adapt, what they're gonna ban.
I'm curious to see what they do, because there's a number of things that I don't think made sense. Like, vibe pathing towards top wasn't fruitful at all. There's a lot of mixed coordination on pairing Vi Malphite with an additional damage dealer, whether it's a Cassio or Varus. Conduit has some of the same problems on their side. There's no way Silas should be dying solo to Malphite. I think it happened at least twice. if that's at best he can counterpick, I would hope he can play blind champs better.
Um, I mean, I guess they picked the Malphite because they saw the ASOL there, but I guess if you're considering the Malphite, you should just ban the Silas like 10 out of the 10 times. Usually, I think like that's what you should aim for, but again, um, it also depends on comfortability, right? Like how much comfortable you are on that
Yeah,
matchup.
yeah, I think getting rid of champs like Silas is like the stability guarantee that you want going into a comp game. Because they already had two decent Silas ultimates with Varus Vi. They need to ask themselves, how threatening is Silas if we pick Malphite? And because they didn't draft mid yet, the answer should be pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean, again, let's see how these how the draft for game two is gonna go because it's definitely gonna be an interesting adaptation and changes here because I would expect to see a lot of changes from actually from both sides. I think the Varus um, Coconut did actually a good job there, so I could
Yeah,
imagine to see the
Coconut was the
Phantom.
saving grace for this team.
Yeah, and the same goes for ASO. I don't think we should see an ASO in the next game. Um,
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. They were able to play well enough to shut down Acel in lane, but once they started messing up in the mid game and kills were sneaking through onto Acel, it was a huge problem.
yeah, for sure. So are they ready for the next
So I have the
draft or
spectator pulled up for game two draft, but it's not started yet.
okay? Let's take a minute break and we'll be right back. As expected, I already see the ASO there. I'm happy about it. Ooh, the trash. counter for Blitzcrank. It's a counter. Blitz. Yes. I mean, this is from looking people talk about draft like at pro level, but I believe is mainly because like you pull like trash necessarily he kind of goes into you instead of pulling people towards him. But Blitzcrank, if trash gives himself to like hook someone, Blitz just take him instead and pull him close to him. So Blitz pull trash close to him, and then they can take the kill.
Okay.
It's just I guess that's the main theory about it. That's at least from my understanding. I think it's
Okay.
still playable. Because I don't know if you noticed, like it takes like maybe a second to almost a second and a
I
half for the animation for the hook.
I really like the Olaf pick here, actually. Ezreal plays really
Like the
well
Olaf
with.
like that. Well, it's so flags, I guess, right?
Yeah, Ezreal plays really well with anything that likes to run at people because Ezreal's self-sufficient, doesn't really need peel, but they do have Thresh to assist with Ezreal's safety. I'm hoping it's a flex, but we'll see. I don't
Okay,
know
so what's for the
if
Echo?
Echo's great.
I think Echo is fine against the Ezreal, but I would imagine he may be okay with Olaf like 3-6, but I don't know about after 6.
Do you think this is Echo jungle or mid?
Unfortunately, I do
Do you think
not
this is
know
Echo jungle or
much
mid?
about the Conduit's jungler. I would need to do some quick checks, but I think it is for jungle. I haven't really seen Echo mid in a very long time, and I don't think it falls to what Billy plays. But I could be completely wrong.
So, more Shun bans. What jungle do you think New Moon is going to be going
Damn,
here?
they banned 4 jungles? What the hell? I guess it's the Olaf now. There are
Yeah,
4.
this Olaf might be pressured into going jungle with all those bans.
Because I know. Well, we saw before CZI playing Jax. He plays a lot of carry top laners.
Hmm.
He could be looking for a Jax counter, but if he does, I would imagine I would put the Olaf to deal with the Jax. I think would be a good matchup.
Dude, Jax is so free top lane now.
Ooh, Camille.
I hope Downfall plays Jax because Olaf into Camille's not great. Olaf kind of struggles to pressure Camille solo unless she messes up. But Jax is really good. Oh my god. CCI has dug his grave. He wanted to blind Camille but didn't ban her number one counter.
I wasn't expecting Doubtful to show the Jax,
I was expecting
but
him to do
it's
Jax.
exciting. I mean, because I just like I didn't know if you played the Jax, but definitely exciting to see
You know,
that
Downfall
matchup.
has a decent mix of carries and tanks in his pool. And the Vygar to shut down this Camille. Yeah, I think this is favoring New Moon.
They're going with the Ivern pick. Ooh.
There's going to be a
Or is
rift.
it Ivern mid?
No, there's no way. Well, Galio. Okay. So Galio
Galio
bottom.
makes sense
I
for
mean mid.
Billy. Yeah, like Echo and
Okay.
Billy, that doesn't make much sense. Not saying that he can't play, but I don't think it's a characteristic for most mid laners, especially nowadays. Echo isn't even really the one of the best assassins uh,
So
and popular picks. this
A
season.
couple of things about this Camille. So she's able to use her ult to get Olaf stuck even if he's using his Ragnarok. And she can pass through Vigar Stunwall, but she's also can follow through on Ezreal E. The thing that's tricky though is if Vig wall is already up, her E is basically useless.
Um,
Additional.
I think this is an odd draft for Conduit because
I don't think they figured out what they wanted to do
this
with
is a
their
pick.
team.
This looks like more of a pick comp. Like you have the Blitzcrank, you have the Echo, we have the Galio. The Galio Camille is obviously one of the biggest and most common combos out there. Camille ults, Galio tops of you. So I would imagine that Gal is going to be hovering a lot Camille versus that Jax, just to make sure it's a 2v1 instead of a 1v1s,
So,
especially after you leave Vega phase.
depending on the skill of CZI's Camille, you can play early game in such a way where it's Camille favored. The problem is, the longer the game goes, Jax will just counter-strike your Q2 and do half your health in that window if you don't time your E appropriately.
True. I mean, it's just a I think it's just a different matchup to play.
It's pretty difficult. You have to be experienced on the matchup and also have a really good floor on Camille kit.
The other thing is, again, this comp is not like a high damage dealer comp. You have like again the failures of the Camille for late game insurers, but
I think this is just
Echo is bursty,
really
Galio is
strange.
bursty. The I think the Galio into Viger it's okay. Like you can do well in that lane, but you don't. It's not like you're doing a lot of constant damage. It's not like high DPS comp. And it's similar is for the side of New Moon. You do have the Jackson Olaf that does make a lot of change for that. Like it does do a lot of DPS once they go in. But normally you should be expecting like some poke by Ezreal, some poke by the Viger's Q, and W from far
So
away.
the problem I'm foreseeing Conduit having is they will try to run forward with this Camille Galio Echo combo, and then Aphelios Blitzcrank are going to be struggling to find their way into the fight. Even if you have like Jax, Olaf, and Thresh jumping in onto someone, Ezreal and Vigar have high enough effective range to assist with the pick, and they also have tools to try to mitigate divers from insta-killing them.
I mean, Viger's just gonna put the cage, and nobody can really. In this comp, nobody from Conduit can really do that. So
Yeah.
you have like a good 3-4 seconds for Olo just to get there and start smashing people or the Jacks or something. But this is more of a top lane kind of thing. I feel like
I expect a lot of
you
top
have
focus
to
this
yeah,
game.
you have to play at the top. Like you're not gonna play for trash Israel unless somebody fucks up or they're in the bad positioning on their lane. So you see the opportunity to go there for both teams. I would imagine, depending how confident Kondo is on that blitz, they could potentially do plays early with Echo there, but I think it's more reliable to make sure your top lane is getting the advantage on against the other one. Either Camille, either Jax. If you get the advantage on one of those champions, you can be like safer to say I can just go somewhere
So the thing that's so tricky about this is Camille getting an advantage top just means she's going to have an easier time killing Thresh, Ezreal, Olaf, Vigar. But if Jax gets an advantage on Camille, it means he can just be a side lane threat that no one can deal with unless they outnumber him.
Yeah, and I mean, I just expect to see like a lot of fights in this game, but let's see.
So our start time for game 2 is a bit delayed as the jungle DC'd in the middle of champ select. So we're waiting for him to return before they can get into game.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
The one thing that I was interesting to see, and I'll just bring this information. So in terms of the rampage, the league so far, right now we got Rocket Fellas 3-0, top of I think that's Group A. They did the week three. The week three is this week, but they already played that game, so they're not playing this week. So it's gonna be ET New Moon and Conduit fighting for that second spot. ET New Moon is currently 2-0. Conduit is 1-1. And then the last game is Kawabunga it is versus Disengage. Both teams are 0-2 and looking pretty rough for them. Uh, the last team is Saint Trojans. They are 1-2, but again they already played this week matchup. So whoever wins here is going to be really close from from being, getting to that playoff round. So this is a very important matchup.
yeah, this is gonna be important. Um,
I mean, do you have any more information about the disconnection?
about Conduit or this matchup in general.
No, no, just from like you said it's called like CZI had a disconnection issue.
Nah, so they're jungle Nazian
Oh
DC'd.
shit.
They're back into champ select and doing their loadout. So we should be getting into the game in the next like 4 minutes or so.
Okay.
I feel like if Conduit isn't able to execute Camille Galio properly, they have almost nothing going for their comp. Their main form of engage is this Camille. So if CZI is unable to play the game to his standard, this game's gonna be really difficult, and Jack's got the counter matchup. So I can see Conduit really crumbling this game, unless they just play better.
um, I would like to see how the Echo plays out. To be honest, for this
I'm
particular
really
matchup.
curious to see this jungle matchup because I have not seen this in a while, and I forgot how it goes.
I don't think
I
it's
think
favor for Echo.
I
Although
imagine it's not.
before six, he still have the potential to stun Olaf. But the other thing that's good for Echo is once he procs his passive, he can just pretty much walk away as long
So
as he doesn't
I
get the
think
axe.
maybe his thought for the Echo pick is, say you have Olaf Jax trying to run at your team. He throws out W to zone Ezreal Vigar from walking up, and then they can try to focus down the skirmishers of Olaf Jax before his carries get in range. But I don't know if that's
I mean,
going to be enough.
I'm not thinking about the team fight. I'm just thinking about how the early game goes.
Yeah, so
In the case they siege.
I think Olaf just has 1v1 advantage. Even if Echo gets a stun off, Olaf flourishes on low health, so he should just win it anyways, unless he's getting one shot.
I mean, Echo's a burst champion, so he's just gonna try to play on his cooldowns.
He usually can't one shot until first item, though. That's kind of the problem with this 1v1. Olaf has to be going up to Echo at like 40% health for him to get one shot.
But yeah, outside that, I don't expect much from mid lanes to do anything. And just in the bot lane, just if anyone does poorly. Okay, so it's about roughly 2 minutes before we run into the game. So I'm gonna run a $1 ad break, and then we go into the game. So see you guys in a little bit.
Get ready for the best Transformers since the first. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Need to be at your best? You need an antiperspirant that goes beyond. Introducing new Dove Men with 72-hour protection plus care for your skin, so you can forget your underarms and focus on being unforgettable. New Dove Men. Forgettable underarms, unforgettable you.
Miro a mi madre, miro a mi hija, me miro a mí misma y siento que vivo un sueño. Porque nunca me imaginé que esto sería nuestra vida de hoy.
Oh, hey. Hey. I have a feeling this is going to be the best summer ever.
You bet.
How dare you, dude? Open up.
Okay, so we're officially loaded into game. Looks like we're going for a level 1 invade with this Blitzcrank. Not too surprising. Does New Moon see it coming though? I don't know, because they're going for a topside invade.
Yeah, they're not gonna see each other. I wanna see how they're gonna place their
wards. I would imagine they both get a ward on the enemy's red buff. Well, respective buffs, I should say. I'm not sure why they warded Tribrush. It's usually not the most valuable ward. That was from the Echo. And one ward from Galio on red buff. Why did my game freeze? And then looks like New Moon's gonna wait it out a bit to see if they can get a pick. It looks like they're gonna start on the enemy's camps, possibly. And it looks like the other side is doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, they're trading the I don't go there.
Oh, Falm's gonna sniff this out. I believe he's able to identify who's there. It looks like top lane is actually, I mean, jungle is favoring Conduit.
What the heck? Okay, so he stayed a long time and then TP'd. Okay, that.
Yeah, CII wasted TP.
I think you should punish this Camille so badly now.
Yeah, so it looks like. Okay, this is a huge thing that's favoring New Moon, because if they actually split top and bot side of the map, you have Camille in a counter matchup. Oh boy. Thresh gets hooked, loses half his health. Oh, Thresh gets a response hook. Blitz takes a tower shot. flashing in, and they get the first blood. Ezreal gets first blood with a split map.
Nice.
That's crazy. And
The
now,
Echo is here. They need to be careful about.
and Echo's on the bot side here. So as I was saying, if they, oh no, Echo gets this gank off. Thresh should be dying. No. Oh, he gets a response. Like he's gonna flame into tower possibly. Oh my god, bot lane is popping off. They're about to get 3 kills onto this Ezreal. Okay, he cannot follow up, but they almost get 3 kills onto Ezreal by 3 minutes. This is a terrible game for Conduit so far. Okay, for the third time, the reason why splitting the map is so crazy here is this matchup is already so terrible for Camille. So if she never gets jungle resources in this matchup, when it's already unfavored for her, and she's the engine for this team, if Camille is not able to be relatively even or ahead, and she's your main form of engage, it's going to be so bad for this Conduit team.
I guess sort of engage is kind of good, but also kind of pointless unless, well, Echo is too low to come. Unless if you're preparing like to get mid, but Echo is too low to do anything.
Well, Jax just got a cheater recall with 600 gold, so now he has a dagger and a cloth armor to this Camille, and Olaf is staying on the top side of the map getting scuttle. So he's effectively done a full jungle clear with a scuttle, and he's looking to gank top.
Yeah, the wave is bouncy, so he definitely needs to wait until she tries to clear. And then go for it.
So if Downfall hovers onto this wall, he might bait out Camille to use her dash, and if that happens, she just most likely has to burn flash and possibly dies.
They need to have like 10 seconds.
This is a great timing. He cancels the E or CZI, misses the hook shot. He has to flash away.
Nice.
I don't know if you want to overstay here as Olaf, because Echo has bought and Olaf has yet to buy.
He threw his axe too far, but now Downfall he should be able to
So
freeze this lane.
the split of the map should be cancelled here as Echo gets to the map first and gets to his topside camps.
But still, like if he can freeze this lane, I think he just
So Jax should be able to run down Camille with the fact he has flash and his
But he
combat
can't die.
advantage.
Echo is coming, but he cannot die here. If he
Oh,
dies, then it's
okay.
over.
He's not gonna be able to hold the freeze because Echo's here, but this top lane will just get more and more dicey.
Yeah, and he still has ETP advantage. So he can actually safely push the next wave and have a non-percent, have the second percent. And now he's just doing Drake, so we just have so much early. Yes, since Echo had to stay there at the top side,
This
It's a good
is
I
a
think it's a much more solid start.
1500 gold lead at
last
6 minutes. Jack should be really forcing a trade here. Oh my god, she just E's in and he doesn't go for the trade? Jax has level 6 there and doesn't try to hard commit and punish that mistake. He should have been able to 100 to 0 Camille. She has no flash to get away. She only comes back with a Sheen longsword. I'm pretty sure he just wins that.
Yeah, but I don't think he really needs to because now the wave is it's bouncing back. Olaf's
So,
gonna
if
probably
he punishes that, what happens is he just crashed 2 waves in, and then he gets to crash a 3rd wave in, and then Camille is going to be down like a level and a half on top of the item discrepancy.
No, yes, but now the wave is pushing towards him, and Olaf is back on top, so he can literally just freeze the wave as Olaf's coming, and even if Jack comes to do the same thing as that we saw a minute ago, they should lose 2v2. Like 100% sure they should lose 2v2.
Yeah, it's just They need to get back to this
Theoretically-
lane before Camille has flash up.
And then theoretically, they should go for the Herald into Blade Stop.
Yeah.
And then the game should be over. I mean, theoretically, at a high level. Whether it's going to happen or not is to be determined. I mean, Echo is there. Definitely right, so all of these to come right now, which is coming. Oh boy, let's see.
Okay. Galio is in the stop side. Vig is walking. That's a solid stun from Zygarde to stop the fight from happening. Jax has terrible sustain and he does not have his Vamp Scepter yet, so he is going to have to burn his TP if they want to contest this Herald. Looks like they're just going to try to kill Camille. But Galio is close, and so is Echo. They might actually walk into Echo stun here. Oh, this is looking dicey. Camille's dead. Olaf should be fighting. He's not auto-attacking. He lets his ult expire. Can they go for the re-engage? I think they should. Oh my god, Aphelios gets hooked on the other side of the map. Okay, he lives. What is happening top? So it looks like they just walked away afterwards.
Yeah, it was a 1-for-1. Now both have TP, but CII isn't using his, so he's gonna save the way he's supposed to. He does have a...
Oh, gee. Good arcane
He
shift.
doesn't have ult, the Echo.
Yeah. I think this is your time to punish.
Okay, so Olaf is looking... Oh, they do have vision. The Venus, I think he does give vision of them there. I mean, Olaf has level 7. And we got Drake in like 40 seconds. He's resetting. So he's gonna do top down again. CGI started to win now. This top side.
I feel like Jack should be doing a lot more in this side lane. Like, every time this wave is pushing into him, he can actually just all-in Camille. Okay, Galio goes in. Why isn't Olaf auto-attacking? Don't let your ult expire. He lets his ult expire, so they can't turn the fight.
Okay, Gali has TP, so he can definitely TP back. They could get... Oh, they did have the action to go for the blitz.
I
I mean,
think-
Camille is here.
Yeah, they have numbers advantage. And with Olaf wasting his ult the way he did, they can't really entertain the fight. But it looks like they're gonna use their mid-prio to
They translated for Herald.
go for a trade on Herald, which isn't a
The
bad play.
Doubtful got a lot of CS there, plus maybe a plate, so
Yeah.
he is almost 20 CS ahead on CZI, which is good. They're trying to like...
Oh, they're trying to answer the Herald play. It looks like the jungle will die from New Moon. Oh, okay. Jack should be able to turn this fight handedly.
Oh, nice!
Okay,
Play with the
Aphelios is
Jax.
next.
Somebody picks the... Oh, somebody picked the eye.
Dude, do they? No, it expired! They lose the Herald,
I mean, it's
but
huge
they
triple
win the
kill,
fight
but
anyways. They got 4
nobody saw
kills
the
and lost no
eye.
one other than the Olaf.
I don't know if Conduit necessarily had to do that. Like, they already guaranteed one objective. They don't need to run all the way. Now CCI is so far behind. Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, this is not
Triple
ideal.
kill for Jax. He lost like 2 waves and a half. He doesn't have TP. He lost like also like he lost it 3 plates.
Yeah, this Camille is almost 2,000 gold behind. This is exactly what you need to be worried about as Camille.
Oh god, it's so bad. He should have yes, Rune King and the Sheen. Okay. one
Yeah,
full
dude,
item.
this
and the
Jax is
Sheen.
also working towards Ninja Tabby. Okay, good play. The Starshine hook, he misses hook, but I think if Felios dies anyways, he does not. Ezreal almost has ult up, so if Aphelios overstays, he could die to Ezreal. If Ezreal just keeps throwing Q, he has ult up, does he fire it? No
Well, he
attempt, it
probably
looks
healed
like.
for Olaf. I mean, outside that, we also have a huge lead. Well, there's a lead on the bot side since Ezreal got 3 kills in the beginning of the game, and then we also
Oh,
have a
TP play
200
bot
CS
from
lead.
Galio. This is not looking great. I think Thresh has to die here. Does Ezreal get out? It seems like Ezreal manages to get out.
I mean, he does have E, so
They
Wait.
should be getting mid tower here.
he bought
Okay,
a good
it's
amount
about
of
half
time.
health.
But again, like you have like 30 CS lead now in mid, 30 like almost. Yeah, there's a 30 CS lead
Okay,
top.
first tower goes to Jax. He does not cancel the E, but Camille should die here if he just commits to a fight, and he won't commit. Oh my god. Jax is allergic to all-inning.
Oh no, he flashed away. No.
And now he overstays and dies to Camille for no reason. Oh, this is not great.
He was doing so good.
It was so good, and then it was so bad. Oh my god. This is a crazy
that's so
scenario. Drags up in a minute and a half.
Okay. At least Olaf got his skill on Echo. I don't know. I feel like this is where experience comes from, right? Like CII has been playing like a long time, like Calm and stuff, and he knows like.
He also knows how to throw his lead. Oh no,
Yeah.
he doesn't get the cancel and hook shot off, and I think Camille just has higher move speed.
Well, he has a boot level 2, but anyways.
Yeah.
But again, like CCI is a more experienced player, so
well, more experienced top lane. Downfall has been around, just I don't think he's been playing a lot of top until recently.
I don't know. When I spoke about, well, I will leave it as that, but I just feel like the experience that CCI has, it pays off in these kind of moments. Even though he's behind and all of that, he still was able to punish Downfall.
And he cancels the back. Oh, he misses the caddy. Don't show me this Camille player. My soul is dying.
Your Moon still have a 3.5.
Yeah, it's still favoring New Moon.
But it's kind of looked like the last game a little bit.
I'm so confused. I'm just realizing Jax bought early cloth armor with dagger and then goes merc boots. So now he's just sitting on a cloth armor, and that has delayed his build by 450 gold, and that probably led up to what happened earlier topside with him losing that 1v1.
Yeah, I don't know what his plan. Maybe he's gonna go for
Well, you could do a number of good armor items, such as Zonia's.
I was thinking Iceborne.
Not Iceborne.
Wait, Camille? That's awesome.
Conduit was looking to fight, but they're losing their entire team before they can even start the 5v5.
Yeah, That's a
So
good
they
call by
can
AT.
walk straight to mid, get this mid tower, and then rotate straight into Herald because they're down 2 people, and the entirety of Conduit's team had to go to bot lane.
Yeah, I just feel like Conley doesn't have like a clear win con here. Camila is definitely a win con, Rafael is, but they're not like CCI got the resources, but at the same time he's still 40 CS down, same level, but he's probably like half a level behind Jax right now. So I don't know how well Camila will be able to deal with the fact that Jax became so huge. Now, I guess it's going to be more of a player kind of thing. Like, how well can Donphan play this Jax with the lead that he has, with the gold that he
Well,
has?
I think overall, if Camille ever messes up her E, she just dies. It kind of doesn't matter who's piloting Jax. Yeah. And now
Okay,
Jax has 2 more assists under his belt.
Olaf Gaming, double kill. Let's go. So there's a dream where we take this to game 3, a very possible dream. So let's go, EG.
My favorite hype man.
I mean, Olaf getting double kill there, it's massive. He
Yeah,
wasn't really
Olaf
being
was
super
already in a
impactful.
good spot. I'm not really sure why he opted for Stridebreaker, aside from the fact that they've been buffing it recently. Into this team, he's facing 4 melee champs, so I think guaranteeing hitting Gore Drinker on 4 people is probably a bit more effective than Stridebreaker is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Stridebreaker will be more for.
They're
like
trying to
abusing.
fight this. Jackson misses his stun, and now Galio's coming in. This is not great.
Yeah, so here's the thing where it comes like how well can you play the champion? Because you had the resources, right? You had the resources, you had the CS, like you got another tier 2 turret. But if you're going to mess up like the mechanic is, then things starts to look a bit scuffed, right?
We have some prehistoric top laners. They really like Divine Thunder, apparently. I am not that kind to it anymore.
It's just an impressive item.
It's so bad. It's been getting gutted patch after patch. So what do you think Jax does with his cloth armor? I'm kind of leaning towards
I guess
Zonia's.
I guess it would be a Zonia's now. CC already had his mythic.
Because at least with Zonia's you can try to buy yourself time if you get hit by Camille into Galio ult. But if you do Death Stance, I don't think it helps you enough against like Echo Galio, so they're trying to just burn this Baron. But I think
Ooh,
Camille will
Baron
probably
Blood's
spot this out with a
2040?
ward.
I don't think that's good because they don't have like a
I
high
think it's
DPS.
gone before they notice, actually. Echo almost goes for the gate. He steals the Baron, and now Jax got pulled over the wall. They have to just go for a full-on fight. Jax is going in. He smells the blood and he
Oh,
tastes
shit,
their
3
fear.
Oh no, I thought it was 3 flashes. Yeah, it was 3 flashes. Olaf, Jax, and Trash flashed.
They were very upset about the Baron being stolen that they should have had
Yeah.
better ward coverage for.
Even if you had, I don't think like it's the call to do it because you don't
Uh,
have high DPS with this
So,
call.
here's the thing. Your DPS is irrelevant if you have the vision to see if they're there or not. The problem is they didn't have the vision and they got there in time and they didn't pull off. Yeah, also, they have a gold lead. What's the point in coin flipping a Baron if you have the gold lead? They have shutdowns on Olaf and Ezreal, and they're coin flipping Baron, and just
I mean,
gave
Ezreal
them a
doesn't
way
even
back
have
into
2
this game.
items. Like they should be fighting when like they should wait until like
But-
Ezreal gets the
Yeah,
2
if they have
items.
Ezreal, Jax, and Olaf on the same side, oh my god, Veigar just got caught really hard.
I don't think Olaf has backhand because he's still sitting on that stride breaker for a
Jack
while.
saves. What is happening in this fight? Okay, Vig dies. Okay,
Okay,
this
Ophelia died.
is
Flash.
a wild
or-
fight.
Yeah, it's way too wild.
And now Echo's flanking this 4v4.
They still
Another
have double
blitz hook
TP on the side of
lands.
Conduit.
Does Echo
Okay,
get another seal? That is the question. He gets another seal! Why can't you prepare for this?
he's
Alright.
might have way too early. He's might at 50-100.
Yeah, I can't see the dragon health, right? With this replay.
Oh yeah, it probably bugged.
It really bugged.
But he's might at 50-100 because there was like 200 left. Oh, and they got 2 men stun. Like again, like they're making calls that are a bit
Yeah.
rushed.
They're coin flipping their plays when you need to be making them coin
I
flip
think this
around
is
you.
I think this is a bit tilted for that Baron play because you had two Drake advantage, and now you're level in Drakes. So your win con is not really a win con, especially because this is
Oh, they're trying to get a pick.
Cloud.
Can they do it with the thrush? Aphelios is so fast. Yeah, I think Kondo has gone a little under the waves of New Moon.
Yeah, and now Galio has Zonius. We're seeing Camille going for a Hydra. Echo for Shin. What is gonna do for Shin?
Oh, this is his chance.
Maybe Leash Bane.
Oh, he wasn't
I
able
don't
to
know
get the
if
stun off.
I don't know if I agree with the Leash Bane, but I'm not an Echo player.
Lichbane is his best item by far because when you pair Lichbane with Protobelt, what happens is you have so many options in movement speed, and Lichbane enables his in and out bursty playstyle a lot. And the only other item you could ever entertain on Echo second is like another burst item such as Shadow Flame, which is more upfront burst and less consistent damage. Because he's against Jax, Olaf, Thresh, he kind of wants more consistent damage.
At least they're sieging for this tier 2. I mean, at least so. The
Oh,
thing is,
Blitz
if
hook
they
onto
play
Jax,
right,
a 3-man stun. He kills Aphelios by himself. They just pulled the worst target they could have, and they're losing for it.
well, yeah. I mean, Azure is free hitting. All of his free hitting.
They have
So
40
here's the thing.
seconds on Camille Gallio. They could threaten the game at the very least Nexus Towers. It's just Echo against 5 people.
10
What's-
seconds on the bot lane. I think it's doable because it's 20 seconds
Yeah,
on Galio.
this is
and
Dunzo. The Blitz is going to get flamed so hard by his coach in the post-game screen. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, he will. But it's not only him. I feel like this game was. How should I say this? I think this game has a lot of good and bad things for both teams. Because like there was like if Conduit's comp is behind, it's really hard for them to come back. Like really hard because they don't have like that consistent damage. They don't have like ways to deal with so much, health nonsense that Olaf's gonna bring. All the stuff that Jax does, the scaling from Viger. They are really dependent on maybe finding a pick with Camille, maybe hoping that somebody's gonna be able to block for Ophelio so he can scale. That would be the Galio. They only used the Camille Galio combo nicely like once. So I don't know, it's really scuffed comp. Not really, I don't really like that much, but like they had some chances. I guess the blitz they also didn't work too well. They got a couple picks, but wasn't like too impactful. And I feel like for this game in particular, most of their plays were more on mistakes from Newman. They were able to capitalize on the mistakes. But outside that, that's what I might take on the Conduit side of the house. I don't know what your opinion on this would be.
I think Conduit drafted 5 champions and somehow only drafted one playstyle for 3 characters. There was success with Camille, Galio, Echo linking up and making plays, but Aphelios Blitzcrank were basically non-existent in every fight. Even if they were getting untouched in the fights, their contribution to what Conduit's roster is trying to do there just felt disappointing, to say the least. And comparably, like I thought, the draft on New Moon's side, Ezreal and Veigar were able to contribute to the plays that Olaf and Jax are trying to make. And it made a world of difference in the fights. Even when New Moon was on the back foot, they were able to find wins in their fights anyways because of that.
Yeah, and the only thing that I just liked about ET New Moon is the fact, like, there was some stuff that happened on the top side that I like. It doesn't really have to be that way, you know. Like,
Yeah, I feel like Jax could have definitely exploited Camille harder, and the play to split the map and then give it away by a subpar gank was really wasted potential, because if Olaf resets after doing 7 camps and he has gold lead, he can just go into Echo's topside jungle with Jax, kill Echo, take his camps, and then put Camille on an island for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, especially after they got like almost like a triple kill bot lane.
It's
Like,
like,
it went so
okay, you're
badly
winning on
for
both sides of the
Conduit.
map if you do that, and
Yeah,
they kind
exactly.
of didn't. They
And the
opted to
thing is,
not to.
not only that, Jax had a huge lead.
It was like 2,000 gold.
Yeah, and the Herald play where he got a triple Q. He got a triple Q. He was 30 CS above.
He got first tower
And
too.
First hour, and he still was losing 1v1s for the most part, or he wasn't like comfortable on the 1v1s.
Yeah, I think that's due in part to him doing tabbies instead of Merc Treads. I mean, Merc Treads instead of tabbies. Because if he itemizes for the 1v1s, the fights are so easy to win that you can't really throw them.
I just hope that you know, he learns from this and he improves, because he had potential on the Jax. So I think it can be really power pick for downfall. Just a little things that he's gonna need to work on. But outside that, I think it was a pretty solid game for like mid to late game for the whole team. Like, the Olaf popped off. You know, bot lane, they did pretty well. They overturned a very bad situation in the early game. So good to see that we are on game 3. So let's see, man. Last game, winners take all.
Okay.
Do you have any updates on the?
I have the draft link for the next game. It's
Okay.
not started yet.
So I'll give a 1-minute break, and then we will be right back with draft. Okay, guys?
Sounds good.
Go take some water break. Water.
Oh my god, they already started the draft.
That's fine. Actually, gives me time to actually get water for myself.
Okay.
sub would be too hard.
I figured only the weatherman tracks storms.
I said my job wouldn't matter.
I couldn't even swim.
Joining the Navy sounds crazy. Saying never actually is.
Okay, so we continue with the ASO Ben. I like it. Oh, now we have the red side.
Yeah, it looks like they realized CZI doesn't know what to do when he's blinding, so they went red side.
No, they well, he was on the red side last game.
Yeah, but they are forward top, and then he got absolutely abused.
Oh, Condu's going for trash.
Dude, I like this. They respond with Jarvan to the Thresh. Really strong jungle. They hit him with the classic.
Ooh, the Seraphine. Who's on the Seraphine duty? That's the big question.
So, I know Fallen can play it. I think Coconut can play it. But generally, they put Seraphine mid with Voltzy. So Conduit are looking to just...
We are using New Moon's draft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they do hit him with a different pick with the Silas.
That's a good pick. With more of a Seraphine.
New Moon can just try to play around it by not taking too many power ults. Honestly, Jarvan Seraphine's all you need to get your team rolling.
I mean, generally AD carries.
I like this Jhin pick.
Yeah, like AD carries ults usually aren't really good, so it really is gonna depend on what they're gonna put mid, potentially support, and top side.
So they could look to target top. I would probably not target top too hard because they could just put Silas top into a tank matchup.
Oh, the Viger. Interesting adaptation from Conduit side. Man, he does provide a lot of control in the game with the cage. You can zone off like a huge area with it. Not only the scaling, infinite scaling.
So Newman's getting rid of Olaf. Olaf is pretty strong in the Seraphine comps. So I do like what they're trying to do. It's just, do you blind support here or do you blind mid here? I think that's the question.
I think true.
I think it's going to be support or mid on the side of New Moon.
Unless you're super comfortable putting...
Okay. Oh, this is actually really scary.
Oh.
It is so hard to play champs like Silas into double enchanters. You usually can't punch through almost anyone, and they usually come with adequate amounts of CC.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're also giving him another good ult.
Yeah, but Taric ult's the hardest ult to play with in the game, in my opinion. The only thing that comes close would be Bard. I think Bard's a really good ult, but really hard to use.
Ooh, Set is one of the
Set is a solid blind. What is this? So, this is odd. So Silas jungle, most likely, K'Sante mid, and Set top. This is a really melee-centric team.
Yeah. I mean, they banned the Cassiopeia. I was going to say just pick the Cassiopeia. But
I think you need a really hard-hitting top laner to be able to make sure you can punch through this team. Because Jhin is kind of low DPS. Seraphine's kind of low DPS if this is Seraphine mid. Gnar? I think Gnar could work.
I don't know. I mean, like I don't know. I just feel like it is still a low damage comp from side of ET Newman. Um, I feel like you can try to abuse, but you're not gonna be able to abuse much from that Cassante versus Seraphine if it's mid lane from Cassante. Um, like he can just tank your kills and just ignore you. So it's more like a farm lane for both of them. I mean, it's good for Seraphine that she has an easy way to just kill. Um, I don't know. Like I also don't really like much from the Conduit side. I guess they have the ability
I
to
I will say
bring like
this is a combo on both sides I have not seen before. So
yeah for
I'm
sure.
really interested in seeing what happens. There are a lot of solid synergies, but my biggest concern is you gave a lot of good ults to Silas. One of the things that's weird about Silas is he converts all AD ratios into AP, but if there's an AD and an AP ratio, he just takes the AP ratio. So for champions that have random AP ratios on key abilities, he actually just uses ults better than them, and Gnar is one of them. So if I pull up the wiki for Gnar here, we're gonna pull up how much of an AP ratio Gnar's ult has, and I believe it's around 200%. It is 150% if it hits terrain. And then Jarvan's going to be creating terrain for Silas to use Gnar ult onto.
Yeah, but again, I don't know. It's just like they don't have consistent damage because like the Silas jungle is a burst champion. He's not like he doesn't go conqueror. Silas jungle
Yeah.
goes dark harvest. So he goes in, he deals damage, comes out. Now the problem with that is you have double enchanters, and you have is it vulnerability from the side of Derek?
So,
And the
oddly
other thing
enough,
is,
I think you sustain damages from Ezreal Cassante.
and the other thing is, Sad wants to go in or wants to take like Gnar and throw back to the back line, and Tarek and Seraphine can stop that. So it kind of counters Conduit's composition in a way. But I guess with the Kisante, they have the ability to just isolate a target, maybe a primary target like Seraphine, Jin, or even the Tarek, isolate him from the fight, put him some like far away, and then they can do like a 4v4 without a key ability. I'm really interested to see how they're gonna execute this because it's odd for both sides. I would say less for ET, more for Conduit.
It's just two really unique comps, and I don't know if it's unique because it's bad or because it's good. On the Even though I like what New Moon has done with this draft, my biggest concern is Gnar is only a huge damage threat, like sustain damage threat in mini form, and aside from that, their entire team is burst oriented. And then they're against 3 melee champs that are able to take hits and then stay in the fight. So the question is, will Conduit's 3 melees be able to live long enough to outvalue the healing and shielding Seraphine Tark will do?
Yeah, it's awkward, and not only that, we only have Jaivor as melee because Gnar it's range until he transforms. Jins has a good range, so it is awkward, very awkward what they're trying to do. If it still feels like it's just a big comp versus a team fight comp, they have the potential with the silos ults, but it's not easy to do. So very odd. How much time for
So they are in champ select and they're currently picking their champs, so it's gonna be like 4.5, 5 minutes.
Okay, so So I'll just run a smaller break. Let's just run we're gonna run a 2 minute break, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Hopefully by the time that game starts, or at least once.
So, you're loading in. What do you think the matchup to watch is?
Wait, can you say it again?
What do you think the matchup to watch is?
I mean, I think it's gonna be mainly on the jungle. But I'm guessing the top lane is gonna be like, again, fighting 1v1 again. And bot lane is gonna be just like if Trash finds a hook, if Tarek finds a counter, engage. Oh, but we're looking at a possible invade here. Are they gonna actually collide this time?
Oh, they should be. They're looping around. They have no idea. Oh, Downfall's showing his head. Who's gonna go up first? Fucking 5-man Seraphine loop. Everyone's going to be dying from Conduit side. For sure. Oh my god, this is catastrophic. And he's on the wrong side of the map. They just got 5 kills to start this game. Jarvan has a triple kill. He has 1,000 gold to spend.
Dude, this is a 2K.
This could be a triple longsword start for Jarvan.
Dude, this is a 2K lead for ET.
This is absolutely monumental. Jarvan did not fucking reset.
Wild.
He's allergic to starting with 1,000 gold and having his full health bar. Alright, so what have we purchased here? So top lane purchased double control wards and extra potion. Mid starts off with extra boots, and Tarek gets to start off with a tier on top of his support items, so he'll be able to get that stacking a lot sooner. I feel like this is a big mess up from Jarvan to not buy his components. Look at that, he has to recall off after Grump because he doesn't have enough health to do the rest of his clear.
Yeah, and he didn't even need Unleash at that point either.
If he spent his 1,000 gold, he probably would have been up in tempo. Even without the leash.
100% sure. He would not need the leash for the bot lane. He could just start solo. It could and he could start anywhere. Like he didn't need to show that hey, I'm starting blue because they have vision. You could start wolves. You could start I don't know red. You could start bloody raptors. You could do whatever you want with a 3-0 start.
Yeah, this is going to have unforeseen consequences. So Echo, I think, has snuck into the bot lane here. Oh, Tarek is going to die, I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's Silas, not Echo. So, does Jarvan invade? That's the question, because they just got a kill on the bot side, and he is doing his Krugs top side. He has not shown.
You should just run towards their blue side.
He should know that Silas did 3 camp spot and then went for that gank. So,
Okay,
he's doing it now.
And that's good. That's good because Silas still has to walk all the way. He didn't even. He had to walk all the way.
So.
And he started with whip, so he has also a whip on top of him.
Top has a wave pushing in, so Nar should have prio. He does not stay in the jungle to insta-kill the Silas 1v1. Look at his items. He has a fucking whip to Silas's no components. He could have just forced Silas to face check him with top prio and killed him 100 to 0.
Yeah, I think you just say, hey Nar, just come here, let's whip. Literally.
Yeah, he's literally gonna use Highland Spike Whip on his ass.
But,
I mean,
sad.
They have a huge lead. They could be using it more, but they don't necessarily need to.
I mean, it's rough because I guess it's doable that they could have got the Q as they did with the Silas gang, but I think they should be expecting something. Because again,
Jarvan could have gone his entire top side and the kill on Silas.
Yeah.
But instead he's free farming.
And he is messing up his camp because if he goes to wolves into Gromp, you mess up the order.
I don't think it's the worst if he does that because you should be grabbing Scuttle and Dragon, and that should give him enough time for his topside camps to come out.
Yeah, but you should start Grom, or just go straight for the bottom, and then just walk your way up. It's like this. Okay, so now he's gonna start.
Okay. So Seraphine got mid prio, she's helping Jarvan get the dragon. Gnar is doing Gnar things. He's harassing. He's not really that high up on CS. But they might kill Thresh here, and the Jhin root after the Taric stun, he has to flash away. Oh my god, no. Coconut gets hooked and flayed under tower. Oh, this is tragic. Okay, Downfall's going for it, but he went for it a bit too hard.
Oh, he jumped way too far.
Okay, now we have a fight mid. Sylas is looking like fresh food. Sylas dies. Downfall needs to get out of here. Set flashes. He autos a minion on Gnar's way out so he doesn't get the kill. What is this Cassante ult? Is doing things but not enough things. Now Downfall needs to leave and just TP. You can't afford to die in this matchup to Set, because once he has the stats advantage, you can't win.
Yeah, this is just awkward, this whole thing.
If he TP'd back to this lane, he could have frozen this and zoned Set away, but instead, Set gets you back on his own means, and you still have to TP. He wasted his E, so now Set might try to cheese him. Okay.
I mean, the wave's gonna bounce to him, so he doesn't.
Yeah, Set doesn't have to do a whole lot here.
I mean, as expected, there's like a 9 CS lead, which is just a matchup.
Yeah.
I was just hoping to see more of J4.
I think it's really strange. They start this with a really strong lead, and Jarvan has done almost nothing with it. They run an early dragon, and he has a CS lead, but he has like a 10 CS lead, which is like 2 jungle camps, roughly. Seraphine looks like she's about to get a solo kill.
Yeah, she's just...
I think the next rotation kills Cassante. He has to reset.
I mean, Sylas is here, so she needs to be really...
Herald is up in a minute, and they aren't posturing for it at all.
I'm just worried about that bot lane because Ezreal, late game champion as it is forwarding, putting pressure. He has like things he has advantage also against Jhin that is an early game champion.
Yeah, their comp isn't really designed to kill the Ezreal, but oh, Ezreal has used his E already. Okay, they get the pick onto Thresh. Voltsy wants to miss his E so he can't threaten Ezreal. What a sincere man.
Yeah, I mean, his E should be back now, but they can still threaten dive.
They can't really do much more than plates, and Voltsy is losing his turret mid.
I think they should have denied more there, because they still have the Seraphine ult.
Yeah, I wish they just walked forward and denied all the experience. You don't have to go for the dive, but if they try to fight you and you're already zoning them outside of their tower range, you can just go for the fight.
Yeah, the fact that you have a Cassante mid, like, sure, give him 1-2 plates, I think it's fine, because again, it's another melee, he's not like a super carry champ. So I would definitely like to put, because right now, Ezreal is the one of the resources. Ezreal is the kills, the CS lead. You're the one that you're looking for. Okay, we need to put this guy into the dirt. But it is what it is. Let's just see how they execute their play. tower is doing looks more solid now, not getting so much pressure from the set on the bench.
Is this another Divine Thunder game? It looks like it is. The Kindle Gem and a Sheen. Does that build into Trinity?
No, Trinity needs the same thing that builds a Wheat Sand.
Oh no, this could be Trinity, because
I don't know if Trinity.
no, I just looked at the item build. So both Divine and Trinity Force use Kindle Gem Sheen, so you can go into either right now.
Okay, I was thinking about the hard battle tracks.
Yeah, so that component is specific to Trinity Force.
Yeah, but well, yeah, when you compare it to Divinus Hunter. Oh, okay, so they're going for the second Drake, and it's a Cloud Drake. So they have a good, well, potentially good Soul Eater. It still
Yeah,
could be
Cloud
X-Type.
is massive. Seraphino,
Ooh,
Jarvanol, and
Inferno Soul
Tarkle
again.
are all kind of long CDs.
Inferno Soul again. Nice. I like this series. This series is all about damage.
A little something for Carl.
That's what we like to see. That's what I like to see.
Oh. This is a dicey fight for New Moon. They lose the Jhin on the way out, so Azrael's getting put even further ahead. He's on the map with the Trinity already, so they might be able to threaten this tower.
They have Herald, don't they? Yep, they're going straight to top.
They should be using Herald top to try to stop them from getting first tower bot.
I think they get 2 plates.
Yeah, they do not have Herald on them yet. What? When did it get used?
Oh, they used mid. Well,
So this means Azrael just got 2 plates and a kill.
because I see there's a 2
Jhin
plates
comes
left.
back to lane and he still doesn't have Mythic, so this lane did not get any easier for him. At
No,
least
yeah, but
Tark has
it could've been
exhaust.
worse. It could have been worse because Tarek's old actually bought a lot of time there.
It did. Oh, this Cassante is so dead. Oh my god, Jarvan misses it. Alright. It balances out. They could try for mid tower here, but Silas is walking with Seraphino. Oh my god, Silas is so boned. Or not? Oh my god. The Jarvan with the 3-kill lead gets a 1 more kill and then gives it all back over to Silas.
Yeah, the goal lead, it's still 2k, but no, it was for Ezreal, which is even worse.
Oh, actually, which is way worse.
I don't know, like, I don't like the fact that Seraphine went straight for the Sorcerer boots.
No, I think Seraphine spikes way too hard on Leandri's to delay it.
Yeah, and Leandri's...
Until she gets Leandri, she's just not a damage threat.
Not only that, I don't think you really need the penetration from the Sorcerer's boots. You just go with Lucidity boots to get your ult back.
Do you think that still holds true in this game where you're facing 3 melees?
Yeah, I think it's way more powerful because your CDs are back.
Oh, this is just disappointing. Oh, here comes the teleport after the ADC dies. Will they be able to make a play? And it gets cancelled by Set.
Oh, that's bad. This game is
Oh! Dude, that was a weird interaction. Set got stunned and ulted Gnar towards tower. So... now Silas is top. I think Gnar just dies. He took a tower shot too. He should just die whenever Silas presses W and he's dead. He just got bug splatted.
Yeah, I think this decisions that the ET is making is just awful. Like, what was the serious they're taking up this game is just awful, and Colin is just playing so much better.
It seems
so
like
far behind.
they kind of are just. It feels like they're just playing the game instead of thinking about the game. Because they had a lot of opportunities to make a lot of plays, and they just haven't done much with it. They kind of fumbled their entire lead so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know like what could have happened on comms or the state of what they're thinking, but the game, I feel like on the ET side, they got the tricks mainly because of the very early game of what happened, but they're just slowly losing.
Oh, Tark's getting hooked. He might have to burn ult before the fight even happens. And now Tark doesn't have his ult for this fight, and they're getting TP flanked by Set. I think Set's in way too deep. He's in over his head. The Haymaker goes out, and the Threshold entrance saves him anyways. Oh my god.
Oh, nobody. Oh,
They do. Oh no, Tark is just face tanking Ezreal for solid Seraphine ult. Do they get the pick on the Thresh? No. Now Silas just got 3-man Gnar ult. This is not looking good at all. Okay. And somehow they avoided the crisis and won the fight anyways. I think if Set didn't get caught at the start of this fight, they would. We need to rewatch this. This was crazy.
Does anyone? No, nobody wants. Nobody has more. Trash. Oh wait. No. Where's the Gnar?
This fight
I mean, he was there. He could.
is just so wild.
So if Gnar uses his main signature on the Trash's
Yeah, but he effectively got kicked out of the fight anyways. It's just a matter of gold. So Jarvan goes on the backside and makes sure Ezreal dies, and then he buys time with Silas so when they get Isante.
Yeah, I feel like Gnar whiffed his own little bit.
He did not do much. Set walks in 1v3 and gets a kill, and he's threatening the Gnar, okay? They delayed the dragon enough to where they can't go force it. They have to burn TP from Gnar. This is a fight with very low resources, but it is a 4v4. Gnar is flanking, but he's mini Gnar.
Silence can't take Nar's ult, but he can take Seraphine.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a Seraphine, you have
Oh my god, Thresh just starts at the start. The Seraphine ult doesn't amount to much when Silas insta-dies and they get the dragon anyways. The Ezreal ult steals the fucking dragon, and all that was for naught.
Yeah, I think Stephanie gotta
I don't know. We need to re-see this. What happened? Dude, did he waste his smite? I'm so confused.
I think it's like click on Jarvan.
I already did. So he has smite up. Gets low. Oh, he smites at 1250 or something like that.
Oh, he did it again. He's mighty too early.
Yeah, when you are uncontested as a jungle and the enemy jungle is dead, I just wait to smite until it's under the threshold.
I don't know. This must be a good something for them.
Yeah, they should get a constellation prize of Herald, but not without a fight. This is awkward. Nar is in the backline fighting Set. Oh my god, the Haymaker hits both of them in the sweet spot, and they take about 1,000 damage apiece. They need to evacuate this fight, because Conduit's going to clean them up.
Yeah, G4 and Colin are dead. Oh, okay, so he survived.
Somehow Jarvan lived, and Conduit got mid tower. Trying to catch back up alive after watching the replays. Okay. Is there a top play that happens? They're sending 4 top on the side of New Moon.
Wait, Salah has
Oh? They are struggling to get something going. I don't even think they can get the second charge off.
One can get charged, not the turret. Now they still have like a 3k lead here, which is good, but it doesn't feel like they're so ahead, or they are like ahead. Like there are some decisions that just doesn't. It makes you think that Conduit is stronger than they actually are.
Well, if you look at gold, Set is down 1,400. Jungle is ahead about 2,000. Mid is ahead about 2,000.
Yeah,
So,
but again,
it's all in the hands of Ezreal, who's up 2,000 on Conduit.
But I would say like the CII is doing a lot more on this set than she should have been.
With the exception of him getting TPing in to like 4 people, he's been doing a lot with disrupting and soaking pressure in these fights to buy space for the Cassante and Silas.
And he's also taking kills where he shouldn't be. Like he shouldn't be taking those kills, and he still gets the resources. So props to him. He's doing a good job on that end. He's also like just like 10 CS behind the downfall in CS, which is expected for the range versus melee matchup.
Dude, there should be a bigger CS gap than this.
Yeah. Like, there's a huge CS gap in the bot lane. Like, it's a 50 CS gap, which is based on like how far this bot lane was from the side of Conduit, even starting.
So we're looking for a play. Nar TP's in, drags up in 20. They're gonna get flanked by this Cassante if they're not careful. And Silas is looking for an angle with Seraphine as well.
And they need to get Nar needs to get his bar up. He just TP without the bar, so he doesn't have a way to stack Fury. Now, and this is exactly how what you said last game. Like
Huge Seraphine, big Tarkle. I cannot follow this fight at all. Huge! That is a huge gnarl. He just saved them that fight. It was looking like it could be flipped at any second. And now the question is, can the jungler use his smite?
I mean, Nation is alive, man.
Okay, I think they walk straight Baron here. I think you clear this wave on your way there, and then you just grab Baron, because there's 4 dead on the side of Conduit. They do have TP on Set and Cassante, but I don't know if that's going to be enough, because Jarvan helps his team clear really fast with his flag and drag.
This game is so fast. I think it's best for a side of the team that's
Yeah, I think Conduit has been doing well. I think this is scary. They could have channeled all of their backs and gone out, but now some are here and some aren't. They need to try to disengage this. I don't think you try to fight. They get a kill into Silas, and it just stops them from wanting to go forward.
He was a little,
I was overzealous.
yeah.
You can't actually...
Too much, Silas.
It's really hard to outplay Gnar ultimate because it's basically instantaneous.
Plus his fuck boy, he didn't have vision inside that that much.
So
the other thing
New
is-
Moon is now a drag away from Soul.
Can you pull up the items real quick? I want to see what he built because I don't remember if he built bruisers type silos or if he went for straight. Yeah, so he's going
This
for
is
straight
burst.
stats. Yeah, burst. So he has like maybe 400 HP from no, he has 250 from
It's just a
the
health
Shadow
from.
Flame from the hack
He
stack.
doesn't even
item.
have Shadow Flame complete.
No, yeah. That
He
item
has
gives,
300 health from Night Harvest, and that's it.
Okay. And the other one gives what? I think it's 150.
Shadow Flame gives some health, but he's sitting on
No,
components.
the hack stack component. That one gives some HP.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gets 150. So he had 450 bonus health, which just isn't enough when you're walking into 4 people. I do appreciate the double black cleaver, acknowledging they're against a lot of melee champs, and Thresh who has infinite armor scaling, to make sure they're able to punch through this roster.
This is so awkward. I just realized Silas came with counter room instead of dark
Oh god, you are right. He
And his
mixed
build-
up his build and summoners. Rampage.
It's awkward.
Yeah, usually do Conqueror if you're going to do
Plus the
a
damage,
drain
right?
tank in the entire fight kind of build.
Yeah, and,
and-
plus the jungle, you have less resources, so you have less
Yeah.
awkward. I mean, he's still doing a good job overall, but awkward.
I think this Cassante cannot be there.
Okay, so they pushing far, they pushing top. I think they bounce.
Conduit wants to force this, and Nar has TP. He is TPing the cannon minion. Does he have Mega? He almost has Mega. He should get his transform in the middle of this fight. This could be huge. They get the Cataclysm into the Gnarl.
Nice.
That is
Nice
such great synergy from the side of New Moon.
Now they can just secure the Drake in 10 seconds. Oh no, it's in 1 minute.
It's a minute 20, so they probably are looking to grab Inhib Tower. At the very least, an inhibitor. They have such a huge numbers advantage. Ezreal might die here. He takes damage and gets Jhin rooted. This could just be the game with the most important member from Conduit dying like that.
Yes, this is the game now. Well, they don't
Okay.
have Bear,
So I think they're gonna play it slow instead and grab this mid tower and then walk out, which isn't a bad call because if we look at the, they're sitting on almost 6,000 gold here. If they reset here and don't force a fight, they should be unstoppable when they get to this dragon. It doesn't matter if they have the setup or not. They will have such a stats advantage that they shouldn't be able to lose the fight.
Yeah, they need to reset now because it's 30 seconds on that Drake. You want to make sure you put your vision before Conduit does. And you want to have those items because now you just got like 3, maybe 4k gold on the team. You want to include those items to actually secure that win.
So let's look at the items. Nar has 3 items, Jarvan has 3 items, Seraphine has 3 items, Jhin is at 2.5, support is at 2.5. On the side of Conduit, oh, okay, they do not get the pick. On the side of Conduit, they only have 1 champion with 3 items, that's Ezreal, and 1 champion with 2 items on Sylas. From a stats perspective, this is not looking favorable for them at all.
The addition of Drake he has GA, so you can
This Tarkle stops them from getting the turn that they were looking for, and at this point they've already lost 2 members and lost the fight.
I think that could be game.
This has to be game at this point. They have super minions coming in the base, and they should be able to clinch this Ezreal kill with their numbers advantage. Okay, at the very least they will secure the Dragon Soul, unless Jungle misses his smite. They have the wards this time over the pit, and they see him and they go for the kill.
Yeah, Downfall is looking at silence. Nice, okay. Yeah, he was prepared. Nice. I'm gonna help my jump for once. I think this could be game. It's like 15 seconds, 6 seconds.
They
on
still have
set,
a
10 seconds
crazy
on
gold lead.
boost.
I think you just try to end this one.
Yeah, you still have the GA on J4. Seraphine Souls is almost back.
You have 20 seconds until the next
And
member
you have
spawns. This is a 5v3 with Soul.
And Azur's dead. You're the most matchup.
This is looking like a clean end to this game.
Right? Beautiful.
Big knockup. Jarvan gets a kill on the Ezreal. He just gets hit by the EQ for no reason and dies. ET takes it home with a 2-1 and makes CZI rage quit the end of the game.
And remembering, this is almost a reverse sweep because it's only a best of 3 with Conduit starting the winner of the first game. I mean, I think there's a lot of positives from both teams. I think definitely a lot of negatives too. That both teams need to work a little bit more on them because going to playoffs, it's definitely something you want to improve a little bit because you don't want to give your opponent the chance to just like finish the game, and especially because it's a best of 5. You don't want to, and your whole split is on that matchup, so you don't want to mess it out. But overall, very nice mid to late game decisions on the side of ET, a lot cleaner compared to game 1. I think there was like a progressive improvement here, and glad to see. It was a banger of a series, and I'm excited to see what this team can bring for upcoming weeks.
Yeah, I'm pumped to watch more New Moon as they try to polish out their mistakes and seeing how they do. Currently, they have won all 3 of their matches, so I reckon they're going to make it into playoffs because I believe there's only 6 or 7 weeks in this league. So roughly they have won half their matches at this point. So I'm curious to see how the rest of the split goes. I do want to boost the quality of our stream for the next matches. Now that we have a bit more time on our hands, we can cover all of the New Moon games.
Yeah, we're talking with a potential caster, potential producer to help out, and we will be looking forward to make some changes and improving things for the next few streams, especially for the rest of Reason and for what to come on Aegis when we start covering all of our teams. Overall, it was very good. I wish everybody in the chat. We got a lot of conversations here in the chat. We got a lot of people showing up, so much appreciate for the love. I'll give a final minute break for Ed, and then we can actually look to host someone on Twitch. Make sure that we show appreciation for other people around. So again, thanks a lot, guys, and wish you guys a good night. Anything else you have to add, X?
I don't have too much to say other than what I already said. I think the game probably should have ended sooner than it did, with the fact that New Moon had a 5-kill start to the game. Extra, how much gold is that? Amongst the CS, the assists and kills, we saw like about a 2,000 gold lead at the start of the game, and it still took them 30 minutes to close it out.
Yeah, it was a wild game, like for how far they were in the beginning. But yeah, so I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys definitely next week, and have a good weekend.
I don't have a stream ending scene. Damn it.